What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy G coming back to you from the 432. So Sunday, August 29th at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. The place looks sold out. I mean, this pay-per-view event was electrifying. Definitely the kind of excitement the boxing world needs. But before I get into my overall review of the Jake Paul versus Woodley, I'd like to give my overall thoughts of the undercard because it was a pretty good card. Starting off with Tommy TNT Fury, brother of Tyson Fury, who squared off against Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor in a 4-round fight. Fury boxed beautifully, landing him a split decision victory, where he then calls out Jake Paul at the end of his fight. And we'll see how that goes. The second fight was very entertaining, where we had the Russian junior welterweight champion, Ivan Baranchyk, versus the Cleveland, Ohio native, Montana 2 Pretty Love. The fight lasted 7 rounds, but it was a very awesome, tactical, super lightweight bout. Baranchyk showed enormous amounts of heart, but Montana was too impressive. Even after being wobbled, he came back. He overcame adversity and closed the show with the 7th round TKO. I mean, it was beautiful. It was awesome. I loved it. It was my first time seeing Montana Love. I mean, I didn't know who the guy was. I mean, 15-0, now 16-0. Wow. I mean, I can't wait to see what's next for him. He called out Josh Taylor. He called out Gervonta Davis. It was an impressive night by Montana Love. I was very impressed. I can't wait to see what's next. Third fight was between the Dynamite Daniel Dubois against Giuseppe Angelo Cusumaro in a heavyweight clash that only lasted 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the first round. Cusumaro was not able to answer back from Daniel's ferocious combinations. I mean, the guy's a monster. It was my first time seeing him fight, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people, because this was his first fight in the U.S. Daniel the Dynamite Dubois closed the show by stopping and dropping Giuseppe Angelo Cusumaro. The co-main event gave us a women's championship bout with the multi-division unified featherweight champion Amanda Serrano, who went up against the WBC super bantamweight champion Yamileth Mercado. Both fighters came out swinging, setting the tone in the first round. Serrano tried closing the show early against Mercado, but Mercado was fighting defensively, which didn't allow her to execute her combinations against the more experienced multi-division champion. It was a dominant fight by Serrano. She rocked Mercado in the 10th, but Mercado showed her Mexican warrior spirit and kept pushing until the end. It was a good fight. I loved this co-main event. It was awesome. Props to both fighters for putting up a great women's championship bout. Amanda Serrano was actually chosen to be in the co-main event by Jake Paul. They both train in the same gym and have the same trainer. It was pretty cool. I mean, I liked it. I liked the fact that Jake Paul did that. He stated before the fight that he was trying to raise awareness, which makes sense because I myself believe that female athletes are overlooked and underpaid in my eyes. I mean, that's just my opinion. You got to give credit to Jake on that one. He could have chose anybody else. He could have chose some random YouTuber, a non-boxing celebrity, anybody as the co-main event to help with their exposure. But no, he chose to have a women's championship fight for his co-main event in hopes so that he can raise awareness or a level of attraction to women's boxing. So great job on that one, Jake. And now for the main event of this video. The Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley was awesome in my book. I mean, the crowd was amazing. They were more into the fight than what we usually see in crowds with big name fighters. I mean, it was electric. They were very much into it. It just made the fight more exciting to watch. I mean, I was sitting at home and I felt like I was there. I mean, just waiting for the fight to happen and just the atmosphere. I mean, I could feel it through the TV. It was awesome. This fight did not disappoint. It was not boring. It was intense because Jake Paul was finally fighting a game opponent. I had Woodley winning the fight. He was more active, he was landing the cleaner punches, and he was definitely pressing the majority of the fight. Jake, however, looked good. I mean, that's pretty much all he had to do all night. Look good. Look good in the beginning, survive the middle rounds, and try to take the end of the fight down the stretch in the 8th. Which he did. He came out in the first round swinging, trying to establish dominance, while Woodley stayed calm, trying to catch Jake off guard. Woodley showcased great boxing skills with speed and technique, and Jake was catching Woodley with a couple of good shots, but they just weren't phasing the veteran enough to cause damage. Even after getting rocked in the 4th round, I was very impressed that Jake took it well and kept pushing back with shots of his own. I felt like Woodley was holding back. He had a chance in the 7th round, but he just didn't execute in the fight. Jake did a lot of running and hugging, but he did what he had to do to secure that controversial split decision. He did what he had to do to secure that victory. Woodley demanded a rematch after feeling that he won the fight. Will we then see them make the deal if Tyron Woodley gets the I Love Jake Paul tat, then Jake will give him the rematch. Both shook hands, but then the social media was informed that Jake Paul announced his retirement with a boxing record of 4-0. In my opinion, Jake the Problem Child Paul is following none other than Floyd Money Mayweather's blueprint by using his fame to become boxing's villain, selling seats, selling pay-per-views to people who want to see him lose, or better yet, get knocked out. Floyd just had to work harder physically as a rising star when he was Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather, before becoming the legend we know him today as Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd was doing exhibitions before he even knew he was doing exhibitions, by taking the people's extraordinary fighters and making them look ordinary come fight night. Jake, however, did not start off fighting and winning the eyes of the fans. Jake came into boxing with an audience. His YouTube fame has been a major ingredient to his success. Love him, hate him, people want to see and talk about Jake Paul. I mean, people give him hell about him not fighting a boxer, but he might fight a boxer if he comes out of retirement. Reason being is, let's go back to the Floyd Mayweather blueprint. Paul's comeback will be a big money fight. I mean, pulling this retirement move like Floyd Mayweather would do is just setting him up for a bigger payday down the road. Very smart move for Jake, because he's not going anywhere. He's too much of an attraction. People are going to demand a bigger fight against a bigger name. And when that time comes, Paul will ask for a bigger payday because it's a bigger risk. But overall, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And drop your comments below. I'd really like to hear about what you think is going to be next for the Problem Child. Until then, peace, love, and hair grease, my friends. This your boy G. I'm out.